James Bell of the Boxing Source here with another video, and this video here is to talk about the comments from Teddy Atlas in his podcast, The Fight with Teddy Atlas, when he was talking about the third fight that is planned between Saul Canelo Alvarez and Gennady Golovkin. That fight is scheduled for September 12th over at the AT&T Stadium in the Dallas area. Teddy Atlas kind of like described that this particular fight isn't really as anticipated as the other fights are, but that it's still one of the biggest fights that could be made in the sport of boxing. One of the comments that he was saying was, quote, if you heard a giant sigh of relief somewhere, it was coming from John Skipper and the other executives when finally we think that the third fight is done. Maybe it's going to save a few people's jobs over there that they have it if they actually do have this fight hunkered down and it actually does happen. So that's the good news. Here's the bad news. The bad news is it's too late. Time has passed. People have moved on. I don't know that interest is there anymore for that fight. Now, he continued on in reference to the particular fight, and that he says that Gennady Golovkin is, not really as sharp, so to speak, as he has been in the previous years, and that Teddy Atlas says that this trilogy is basically too late, and that this could possibly be a fight where Gennady Golovkin gets stopped. Now, me personally, of course, I've had the two videos about Gennady Golovkin. And in this particular situation, I feel that this may be a dangerous fight for Gennady Golovkin. They do plan to have this particular fight above 160 pounds. And this would most likely be the fight where Gennady Golovkin could get stopped. When Golovkin fought Steve Rolls, that fight was above 160 pounds, but it was, according to a lot of people, a, cupcake type of fight or a walkthrough fight, unfortunately. But when he faced Sergey Derevianchenko, Derevianchenko really put it to him. And they put it to him, and the fight ended up being a decision win for Gennady Golovkin. I felt that Derevianchenko did what he had to do in order to win that fight. And they just, moved forward and moved on to have this third fight between Golovkin and Canelo Alvarez. Now, both guys will be, coming off of, extended breaks, with Golovkin having this fight against Sergey Derevianchenko and Canelo Alvarez with his win over Sergey Kovalev for the WBO light heavyweight championship. That was November 2nd. So if there is no scheduled fights that happen before then, like with Canelo against Billy Joe Saunders, then it would be an extended layover for these two fighters. And for me, Canelo Alvarez will be coming down from that 175-pound limit against Sergey Kovalev and then facing Gennady Golovkin. Now, I think that Canelo was at around 174 pounds at the weigh-in for his fight against Sergey Kovalev. And with this particular fight being around that super middleweight limit, that Canelo would be more comfortable at that particular weight than Gennady Golovkin. He will be, of course, younger than Gennady Golovkin, and I think that he will be a lot sharper. So for me, I just think that this particular fight between Canelo Alvarez and Gennady Golovkin might not be a good look for Golovkin, and that he may, end up getting stopped in that bout scheduled for September 12th at the AT&T Stadium there. So that's what I have in reference to this particular topic. You can subscribe to the Boxing Source on YouTube. You can also catch the Boxing Source radio show live Sundays, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, or catch the podcast on iTunes, Google Podcasts, Spotify, or whatever your favorite podcast app is. On that note, folks, I'm out. Peace.